announcing the arrival of UTeM senior management and distinguished guests. Please rise to welcome them. And now we will have the national anthem and UTeM Terbilang. Please rise from your seats. الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Yang berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Izzaddin bin Abdul Majid, Deputy Vice Chancellor Student Affairs representing Yang berbahagia Professor Dr. Shahrin bin Said, Vice Chancellor of UTeM. Yang berbahagia Mr. Lee Cheong-Chi, President and Managing Director Infineon Technologies Malaysia Sdn Bhd, Malacca Plant. Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Rizwan bin Muhammad Isa, Senior Assistant Director Program Development and Employability Unit, Mohe, representing Yang Bahagia Associate Professor Dr. Arham bin Abdullah, Director of Industry Relationship Division, Mohe. Yang Bahagia Professor Dr. Muhammad Rizwan bin Nordin, Assistant Vice Chancellor Industry and Community Network. Yang Bahagia Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Riza bin Saleh, Dean, Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering, Senior Management and Deans. Distinguished guests from Mohe, Infineon, friends from the media, members of the organizing committee, lecturers, students, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. In order to gain the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from our program, let us begin this program with Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is our great pleasure to welcome all of you to this program. It is indeed a great honor for us over here in UTeM to have the President of Infineon Technologies Malaysia to share his vast experience in the industry. Next, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Izzaddin bin Abdul Majid, Deputy Assistant Vice Chancellor of UTeM for an opening speech. Please welcome Dr. Izzaddin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a pleasant afternoon. Salam satu Malaysia. Salam Melaka Maju Negeriku Sayang. Negeri Bandar Teknologi Hijau. Melaka 753 tahun. Melaka Maju Fasa 2. Berkat tepat cepat. Thank you, Mr. Lee Cheong-Chi, President and Managing Director, Infineon Technologies Malaysia Sdn Bhd, Malacca Plant. Mr. Muhammad Rizwan bin Muhammad Isa, Senior Assistant Director, Program Development and Employability Unit, Mohe, representing Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Arham bin Abdullah, Director of Industry Relationship Division, Mohe. Professor Dr. Muhammad Ridwan bin Nordin, Assistant Vice Chancellor, Industry and Community Network. Professor Dr. Zulkifli Buang, it's in the script, Assistant Vice Chancellor. Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Rizal bin Saleh, Dean, Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering. Senior Management and Deans, distinguished guests from Mohe, Infineon, members of the organizing committee, lecturers, students, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillah, first and foremost, I humbly extend my gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessings and mercy who has enabled us to gather here today for this auspicious and important event, CEO Faculty at UTeM. I would also like to extend the warmest regards from the Yang Berbahagia Datuk Vice Chancellor of UTeM. He apologizes for not able to attend and officiate this event as he is at the moment chairing an important meeting in UTeM. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO at Faculty Program is an earnest desire by the Ministry of Higher Education in support to the second shift of the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2015-2025 Higher Education, which aims at enhancing talent excellence and developing the higher education sector in meeting the demands of the robust and fast-developing industries in Malaysia. The CEO at Faculty Programs' main objectives is to encourage exceptional and notable CEOs from the industry to share their experiences and knowledge in steering and organizing an organization to success. The CEOs appointed will give public lectures, keynote addresses, sharing sessions, inspirational talks to students and lecturers, and also involved in co-teaching, particularly subjects at selected host universities. On behalf of UTeM, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. Lee Cheong Chi, President and Managing Director, Infineon Technologies Malaysia, Sdn Bhd, for his kind acceptance to the appointment as the National Adjunct Professor at Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering. Mr. Lee will be investing a significant amount of time mentoring staff and students of universities across Malaysia in general and University Technical Malaysia Melaka, UTeM in particular, over the next 2 years. And today, he will be sharing priceless knowledge, expertise and experience in the electric and electronic industries from Infineon's perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO faculty at UTeM provides and enhances the platform for more synergistic collaborations between UTeM and Infineon, which indirectly will assist Malaysia, especially in meeting the needs of professionals and specific skills, particularly in the engineering field. This effort is in line with the country's desire to emerge as a developed, high-income nation by year 2020. In retrospect, way back in January 2011, UTeM and Infineon had signed an MOU to strengthen academia-industry partnership. The establishment of UTeM Infineon Industry Center of Excellence, ICOE, in December 2011 marks another milestone in this partnership. UTeM is indeed fortunate to be affiliated to Infineon, a leading manufacturing company which provides semiconductor and system solutions in Melaka, specifically the Melaka plant as one of the largest semiconductor manufacturing sites of Infineon in Malaysia. Over the years, UTeM and Infineon have collaborated in numerous programs such as the Infineon Career Week, Industrial Attachment, Faculty Technical Talks, Graduate Employability Enhancement Program, and more, in our fit to produce a pool of talented and highly skilled young people for our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would like to thank the organizing committee, especially the Office of the Assistant Vice Chancellor, Industry and Community Network, and Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering, which I believe have rendered much assistance in ensuring the smooth execution of this inaugural CEO faculty at UTeM. I hope this impactful collaboration continues and eventually grows into more beneficial initiatives in the future, inshallah. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Next, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Riza bin Saleh, Dean, Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering, to introduce Mr. Lee Cheong Chi, our speaker for today. Please welcome Dr. Rizal.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Yang berbahagia, Associate Professor Dr. Zaidin bin Abdul Majid, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student Affairs UTeM. Yang berbahagia, Mr. Lee Cheong Chi, the President and Managing Director of Infineon Technology Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Yang Berusaha Mr. Muhammad Ridwan bin Umar Isa, Senior Assistant Director, Program Development and Employability Unit, KPTM. Representing Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Arham bin Abdullah, the Director of Industry Relationships Division, KPTM. Yang Berbahagia Prof. Dr. Muhammad Ridwan bin Nordin, Assistant Vice Chancellor, Industry and Community Network, UTeM. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Professor Dr. Rudin bin Abdul Ghani, our President of Majlis Professor University. Senior Management and Deans, distinguished guests from KPTMs and Infineon, members of the Organizing Committee, lecturers, students, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good evening. So first and foremost, I would like to congratulate to Mr. Lee Cheong-Chee on the appointment as the National Adjunct Professor of Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering UTeM. Congratulations, Mr. Lee. I'm so pleased to be with you today and to have the chance to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Lee Cheong-Chee, the President and the Managing Directors of Infineon Melaka Plant. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lee was born in 1965 and married with 4 children. So in January 2014, Mr. Lee Cheong-Chee was appointed as the Managing Director of Infineon Technologies Malaysia, Sdn Bhd, where he plays a pivotal roles in leading the operation of this back-end assembly and test plant, producing semiconductors, chip for automotive, industrial and multi-market, and chip card and security application, as well as continuous improvement. So prior to joining Infineon, he served as the General Manager in Seremban and XP from April 2012 to 2014. Beginning 1988, Mr. Lee started his career path at National Semiconductor Malaysia, Sdn Bhd, where he held a variety of increasingly responsible positions, including a section manager and director. In 2004, he was relocated to Suzhou plant as the Director of Operation, heading a new plant entire operation from wafer sort, assembly to final test. Under his leadership, TS 16949 and ISO 14001 certification was successfully obtained. After 1.5 years, he rose to the positions of Managing Director of Suzhou plant, improving the workforce attrition, delivery performance, OSD, plant yield, as well as ESH awareness and compliance. Upon returning to Malaysia in 2009, he was appointed to be the Vice President and Managing Director of Melaka Plant, where he held key positions in taking the leads of the overall back-end operation and sites. Following the spin-off to National Semiconductor Malaysia Sdn Bhd in September 2011, Mr. Lee served as the Site Managing Director of Texas Instruments Sdn Bhd. So ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, please join me in welcoming Mr. Lee to address you this afternoon with his speech titled Challenges and Opportunities in E&E Industries from Infineon Perspective. So please welcome Mr. Lee Cheong-Chee.
Very good afternoon. So while they are setting it up, so I just make use of the time. I'm told that we have about a couple of hours, right, until 5 o'clock. And I have a lot of material to share with you. And I will speed it up what I will do is that I would like to spend about an hour to about 1.5 hours to go through some of the facts and figure, the experiences that I have. Then I leave around 30 minutes for dialogue. I find that is more productive and more fruitful, that we have certain interactions that, I can, help to fill in some of the question that you have. Is that okay? Yeah. So, relax, and I'm not the professor or anything, so of course my fellow colleague, they know me. I'm the site managing director, and they know my style. Sometimes I can be very, very fierce, But I'm generally really believe in people engagement, working with employee, and more important, to lead the organization to the next level of performance. So you can see how tight our security is, huh? Okay, what I will do is that these are the key contents that I will run through. First, just to quickly introduce myself. Earlier already kind of touched briefly. Then I will go into semiconductor. Though the electrical and electronics are by itself is broader, but the key enabler of this electrical and electronic is definitely depend on the semiconductor devices that company like Infineon are producing. So therefore I'll do that. Then I'll zoom into the Infineon insight and how that become a challenges or even opportunity. Then I will touch base on my personal experience sharing in terms of my leadership role. Then last not least, I was told that most of the students are the upcoming graduates, right? Okay, good. So I will give you a few pieces of advice. Then we'll leave for Q&A. Yeah? So I think just quickly introduce myself. I'm Malaysian born in Kedah, true Malaysian. Some people say I looks like Korean, so no. I definitely am Malaysian. I have my education bachelor degree in the States, though it's not a big university. It's South Dakota School of Mine and Technology, specialized in mining and engineering. If you don't know where it is, if I tell you where the Mount Rushmore, the 4 president statue, that's the city where this university was. Okay. Then, as I came into industry working, so I realized that I need to upgrade myself as I was stepping into the management role. So in around 1997, 98, I picked up the MBA. So that's where I got my MBA, distant learning from University of Strathclyde in Scotland. And my family, just now I introduced, so I got 3 pretty daughters and 1 naughty son that I still have to deal with. Okay, my career, I started in National Semiconductor. For some of you are from Malacca, you definitely know it used to be called NS, right? The short form NS. So I started my career as an engineer and moved my position into the management level progressively, and I took on even in the QA, then later took on into business planning, and then in 2004 I was given opportunity to work in Suzhou, where we NS started a new factory. So I went in there and then started the operations. After about 2 years, then I got promoted and take over as a MD for that site. And we lead that site until 2009. And I was quite honor and actually feel very, very satisfaction in terms of my career in China for the 5 years, because started a factory is not an easy task. Yeah. So the first 2 years was definitely very, very challenging, and I almost gave up. Thank God I didn't. That's why I'm still here today. But what more motivating for me is that actually after 2 years, I managed to stay on and hang on, work with the team, and I took over as the MD and really reshaped the whole organization. Back then, NS used to have five factory, 3 front end, which is wafer fab, and 3 assembly and test back end, like Infineon now. So when we started, we were actually the worst factory, unfortunately, because new quality was not good. But proudly say that in the 3rd year and 4th year onward, I managed to turn the organization around, and we became the best factory among the 5 for NS. And so much so, the Mat Saleh also had to come to our factory to learn from us. Okay, so that is one of the highlights that I have. And that made me to be very, very motivating to continue to work in the environment, to lead the organization. Unfortunately, in 2009, as you all know, there was a subprime crisis triggered the whole world recession. Okay, and so much so that the demand overall worldwide was very, very bad. And NS also not exception. We also suffer a very bad recession. So we actually lost money. The factory was very, very lowly utilized. I think the utilization is only about 40%. And therefore, among the management team, we have made a tough decision to consolidate. We were having 5 factories. Decision was close down 2, remain with 3. So this is where the tough moment for me, being a leader, to make a decision that my site that I was running, I have agreed to wind it down. Okay? But on the other hand, being a Malaysian, I feel good because we wind down the factory in China, Suzhou, and decision to move everything into Malacca. So that's how I, ended my career in China and come back to Malaysia. So after that, I came back to Malaysia and continued to lead the Malaysia factory, which used to call NS, for about a few years. And then we were acquired by a company named Texas Instrument, TI. Have you heard of it? Okay, TI is a big company. Yeah, it's just opposite the Infineon, of course. So I stay on, I integrate the whole company system and so on into TI. I stay on about half a year. Unfortunately, the cultures and everything are quite a big difference. So I didn't consider to stay on anymore, so I start to explore outside. Then I start to realize that market value for me is quite good. So there were a couple of opportunities. Then I decided to join NXP Seremban, also be the GM, or basically also the site MD for the site. So NXP, for some of you may not know, NXP was formerly a Philips. Okay, it was a Philips semiconductor division, and spin out become NXP. So that factory was a formerly joint venture between Motorola and Philips, and until I think 1991 or so on, that they spin out and standalone become NXP. So I went there and I led the organization for about a couple of years. Again, it was also quite a challenging, but something that I'd done that before. It was quite a bad shaped organization, and I was tasked to go in and turn it around. Okay, so it was not easy, And one of the things that you all had to learn, if you want to be a leader, you cannot be a nice guy. So if you intend to be a nice guy, then you better stay on different career path, not management path. Later on, I think I'll share with you again. So anyhow, I work on there, and NXP I think will have total of six factory back end, excluding the front end. And again, Seremban factory was one of the worst. Now after I joined, I realized that why they hire me. So I was asked to turn it around. Yes, within a short period of time, about 2 years, I managed to improve it from the worst, become the second worst. Not a major improvement, but at least some improvement. Again, there were some changes in NXP on the high level management. So my direct boss has changed. Used to be a Dutch, and then they moved in a Korean and become my boss. That's another culture shock. So we didn't see eye to eye so well, so I explore outside again. Again, I discover my market value is still very good. So here I am, I'm joining Infineon back to Malacca, leading a much bigger organization. We are having now about 8,300 employee in this site. Compared to NXP was about 2,500. So it is definitely a much larger organization. Okay, here I have pointed out that when I'm working for NS, which is a pure American company, NXP Philips, do you know which country? Dutch, good. However, actually the CEO and most of the senior management are American. So to me, I still consider them as American. So I was exposing to a American style, and then now I'm in German. So recap back, I kind of put up together what are the corporate culture differences. So for American, if some of you are applying and get accepted, bear in mind these are how the American works. So these are the hints for you. And for German, I put it side by side. First of all, American are very bottom line driven. Okay? Very much bottom line driven, result oriented. Well, Germans are, of course, being an organization, needed to be accountable for the bottom line, so they are also result oriented. But the German are more toward as well at process driven. Okay? So in the layman, what it says is the American, they say, I don't care how you do it, I want that result. In Infineon, what we say is that I want the result, I also want to know how you achieve it. So this is one of the distinctive difference that I can share with all of you. The other thing, because of this behavior, is very much short-term driven, fast, looking for quantum gain. You are talking about incremental gain, they are not very interested. They want a big gain, in the fast time. So this is where opportunity arises as well. For some of those who are very, very smart, very aggressive, this is opportunity for you to be a hero. So that's how you can see American generally, there are a lot of this hero, like Mark Zuckerberg that, so young overnight now become so popular, so successful. So that's pretty much American, cultures. But for German, Infineon specific, I think it's very much long-term driven. They are emphasized on sustainability, not just achieving the result overnight, but also looking at how can you maintain and continue that momentum. So in layman, I call it slow and steady. And for American, being want to be fast, so they actually, it's my term. You tell them, I think they're going to condemn me anyway. I call that, they buy talents. Buy talents mean what? They look at, you have value, you have the experience that they need, they know that you have useful value, they pay the price. Okay? After that, they expect you to deliver. If you don't deliver, Yeah, they fire you. So that's very realistic world. Huh? You cannot blame them, but because of the culture, they want to be fast, they want to be quick. And the other reason why they are behaving this way is quite simple. You look at the American stock market, right? Yeah, student, I shouldn't talk about stock market. But anyway, you look at their stock market nowadays, it's very much quarter to quarter driven, They have to deliver to the stock analysts so that their share value continue to maintain or go up. Why? It's because their compensation scheme is tied to that. I was enjoying that as well. So for management position, you will be rewarded with the stock option. Stock option are basically the company will give you share. But at the time they give you, let's say market price $10, they grant you a $10 share. Let's say 1,000 share, $10 US dollar. They want you to fight and get the company to progress, make more money, so your share price go up. If the price go up to 20, so what you will have is that you will make a 10,000 US dollar. So that's the call stock option scheme. So that drive the behavior for most of the leader to actually push to get the quarterly result, to get the quantum improvement, very much a little bit short-term driven. So that the share go up, they personally gain. So it's all tied together. It's just come with the system as well. Well, for Infineon, I think we are very much believe in talent development. And for those who have interact with us, you definitely will know. And later on, I will share with you also our talent management program as well. So this is, just to share with you the experiences. Yeah, and hopefully for you from here, I cannot tell you that German is definitely better, right? Each have their own strength, So hopefully that you can, choose and then select the right company to be your career development. So bear in mind, you go in there, fresh graduate, they pay you good, you cannot deliver, what happen? You're fired. You join Infineon, you get paid, okay, per the market. But if you don't deliver, we keep training you. That's where the difference. Okay, now let's go into the semiconductor industrial specific. So this is the market data looking at since 1997. So until 2000, we are 2015, still haven't closed with another few weeks. So I don't have the actual data. It's still a forecast. So you look at from 1997 until 2014, and you calculated the CAGR. You know what is CAGR? There's going to be a test, by the way, after this. CAGR stands for Cumulative Average Growth Rate. Meaning that every year you grow cumulatively. So you calculated about 5.4% year on year. And that's how you can grow from 137 to about 336 US billion dollars. It's a lot of money, US billion dollars. So this is where the market they are continue to grow. Okay, and the outlook for this year that's going to be closed very, very soon, and most likely is quite accurate with 1 month to close. So it's forecasted that it's actually shrank to about minus 1.2% to flat 0%. Or then the most important that is next year, 2016. So 2016, the forecast is looking at another growth year, ranging from 2 to 4.2%. So the market is historically show that it's an average 5.4% growth. But you can see it's going through a certain correction as it grows. That's why if you look at in 2000, there was a big drop, right? Can you all recall what happened back then? 2000, there was a minor economy correction. I didn't call it as a recession. It was pretty much a dot-com bust. Remember? 2000s, before that, late 1990, a lot of startup company do all the software thing, you know. That push up, and then the thing burst. So a lot of a correction. So semicon was affected as well. So you can see a big drip. But more important is that, does it continue to drop? It doesn't. It pick up, then continue to grow. So similarly, in 2008 and 9, housing loan over loan, right? The housing loan so easily can be obtained that, you know, bank keep giving away until they cannot serve the installment, so default. So that actually collapsed the whole the banking system in US and worldwide. So that actually caused a massive recession in the US and the whole world. But the key thing is that it dipped for 2 years. After that, it picked back up. And that's the time that I share with you that I have to make a decision together to close down the factory and then move back to Malaysia. So that's the reality. So I'm not trying to scare you, but this is the facts that you will be facing with this kind of reality when you go out in the world. But the more important is that semiconductor is a forever growing market. Okay? Why? It's very simple. You look at today, how many of us here have a smartphone? Raise your hand, please. Wow, we have a lot of outdated people who don't have smartphone. I think you're all shy to raise your hand, right? I can guess that almost 100% of people here have a smartphone. See, each of the smartphone, it carries so many silicon content inside. And Infineon also have product in the smartphone. So that is the evolutions that actually will continue to evolve. And, you know, in the future to come, will demand more semiconductor. So it's an industrial that will continue to grow. Okay, who are buying all this semiconductor? The company that sell fruits. Apple. Right? So, is it surprise to you? No, right? Apple, everybody know. They are not selling fruits, right? By the way, do you know that Apple has so much cash, they can actually buy the whole Malaysia? Okay? You don't believe me, go in the internet and search around. So this will give you some idea who are the major buyer of this semiconductor. And they are basically producer of all the electronic gadgets that all of us are owning. Okay? With Samsung, you all know Samsung is more than just more than just smartphone. They're producing TV and so on and on, right? And third one on the list is Lenovo. Lenovo is from where? Taiwan? Lenovo is mainland China. It was actually a company that in China acquired IBM computer division. So there are some element of American product inside. So this is also telling you that that's why China's are upcoming. These are the company that actually pure China, and they will continue to excel and grow. And similarly with Huawei. Any of you heard of Huawei? Oh, good. I thought you don't know. But the other key thing to notice that you see the Japanese start to losing out. So this is the story that you got to understand. It's the same thing like smartphone, cell phone in the past when people talk about Motorola. Ooh. Yeah, after that Nokia. Motorola was so big that, the movie show in Chinese always as a gangster use where you can fight, you know. Then Nokia shrink it until so small that you can carry it so small, right? But you know, ended up Nokia also out of the market. Now it's Apple. So who's next? I do not know. It's up to you to guess. Okay, so this is where the buyer, now the supplier, the semiconductor, and these are the top company that most of you know. Who doesn't know Intel? Everybody know Intel dominating all the microprocessor and so on. So Infineon is ranked number 13. Okay. Okay, then you can see this is a very crowded market. There are a lot of players. Then a lot of them are very close to each other, 1.5% share. So that actually have imbibed a lot of merger and acquisition. Okay, so Infineon also no exception. So Infineon, early of this year, we went into a purchase of American company called IR, International Rectifier. Okay, and we have closed the deal, and then IR is actually part of Infineon. And this is Infineon, and this is IR. IR is much smaller in terms of head count. From 4,000 people, Infineon was about 30,000. Okay, and total revenue, we have growth to 5.8 million euro. Okay, and IR before part of Infineon, they were about 980 million US per year of revenue. So why merge? Why acquire? Yeah? The school never teach you. Yeah? I think we all know, right? Synergy lah, you know, cost saving lah. Actually, realistically, it's more toward this, your market position. Okay? And more important is actually a fast way to grow the company. If you want to grow a company through internal, which management them call organic growth, it takes a long time. So this is one of the trend in the market that most companies are doing that. If you pay attention to the market, then you will know. Okay, why we acquire IR is very simple. You look at in terms of the power semiconductor, which is one of the product category that Infineon were leading. Prior to the acquisition, we were leading with about 12%, 11.8% to be exact market share. We are number one. So we know everybody is catching up with Toshiba 7, all this. So we quickly acquire IR so that we are much ahead of the market. So Chinese we call we are Taiko. Okay, so this is one of the reasons that we went into the acquisition. But the competition doesn't stay still. This is an example. There are big acquisitions also going on in the market. Okay? Even Intel. We call ourselves Taiko, he's a Goreda. So Intel also went into an agreement to acquire Altera. NXP, the company I used to work for, now they are acquiring Freescale. And Freescale was formerly part of Motorola. They spin out their semiconductor, become Freescale, and from Freescale spin out again, become ON. So these are Freescale formerly. Then Avago go into a merger agreement to acquire Broadcom as well. And the most latest one is ON acquiring Fairchild. So this is the market trend. Why? I already explained to you, right? Competition. You want to outbid the other, you grow organically, it takes time. So they don't have the patience. not just patient. It's the fast way. Okay? So, I think you have very much get the message. I hope you still remember. So, the market is definitely continue to grow at a 5.4 based on historical, and the future, I think it will continue with that momentum. And why? As I explained, the electronic devices continue evolve and then innovate, like, Apple, and that actually make our life, more efficient and faster. However, this growing market definitely will invite a lot of competitions. When the competition come in, it's very brutal. Yeah. So that's why there are a lot of fallouts, but they are also invite a lot of merger and acquisition. So only those companies that stay innovative and agile, then they can differentiate themselves from the competitor, they will survive and excel. And Infineon is definitely one of them. Okay? So I predict there will be more consolidation coming up. It won't stop here. Okay? Good. So that was the high level in terms of the overall semiconductor and electronic. Now I'm zooming in the context of Infineon. We are definitely in this market. So how do we compete in this market? So for Infineon, we are definitely want to outgrow the market, okay, but also not outgrow just the sales itself. We want to outgrow and still profitable. And we are target at 8% growth per annum. Okay? 50% of segment result. Okay, segment result is basically in a financial term called EBIT. Okay? Earning before income tax. So basically the bottom line, how much money you make. So we want to make every dollar that we get the sales, we want to make 15 cents. And we want to grow per year of 8%, Just now I show you the semiconductor growth historically how much? 5, right? So what does it mean? We had to outgrow. Okay? But this outgrow cannot comprehensive with the acquisition. Acquisition is not counted. This is talking about growing with the existing, product portfolio, the existing technology we have. Acquisition will be separate. Otherwise, very easy, right? So that's the challenge that we as a company are put forward. And we want to do that until 2020. So we have visioned ourselves for the next 4-5 years. We want to grow every year 8%. So mathematically, you calculate based on where we are, we will become a 8 billion euro company. And with the 50% of EBIT, so we will hit the bottom line of about 1.2 billion a year. So a lot of money to make. And how to do that? We have to be very, very, very evolutionary, and not just evolutionary in terms of just the product, on the system level. Okay? And later I will share with you more detail what does it mean. This is basically evolutionary, means that you cannot do what people are doing today. You have to look at the future, anticipate what is upcoming, and create a product for that. Only then you can outgrow the competitor. If you are looking at the existing product, Apple has it, I also build that, then you can grow, but you cannot get that kind of margin because you had to compete on price. People will not pay for that price if you are come up with the same products. Okay, so therefore this is the overall company's high level how we look at for Infineon in the next 4-5 years. So to do that, we have few key advantages. So in Infineon, one of the key strengths is in automotive. Okay, 40% of our sales is coming from automotive. Later on, I will share with you that statistic. And we were number 1 in power, remember? And we continue to stay ahead with the IR acquisition. So we need to upkeep that. And last not the least, another strength that we have is in the security system. Okay, so we want to emphasize on these three areas. You need to be focused. Okay, in the business you cannot say, oh, that make money, I also go after. And that is where the problem for a lot of Malaysian companies. Oh, construction make money, go construction. Oil and gas make money, go to oil and gas. But in Western business are different. They are very, very focused. You are in semicon, do semicon. We don't go into development, we don't go into property. We don't even go into any system level production or end product consumer production. Stay in what you do best. That's called core competency. Okay? So to do that, of course, with this strength that we have, we keep focusing, will enable us to achieve an 8% growth per year, 50% segment result, and we will continue to invest. Every dollar every dollar that we collect from the sales, 13% will go into investment. And this is another difference at Infineon as compared to other companies. And that's why you see Malacca had grown to become so big. Because we are believing in investment. As compared to American nowadays are very smart. They know how to calculate. So even like Apple. Have you ever run into Apple factory? Why? What? Foxconn. Who is Foxconn? Only people know Foxconn have employees suicide, right? Foxconn is a subcon. Okay? So American now are believing in outsource. Yeah? But for German, we believe in a lot of manufacturing. And that's why we continue to invest. And that's where you will have a lot of opportunity if you join a company like Infineon. See, I'm doing sales talk now. Okay, so for Infineon, we are looking at in the market, there are three areas that we are good at and we will continue to tackle. First, we talk about power, energy efficiency. Secondly, mobility, which is automotive, that where we participate and we are continue to do that. And then third, security. So these are the three market segments that we are focusing and continue to work on. We are not going to deviate out from there. We are not going into microprocessor because Intel is Gorilla, so big, you cannot compete with them. We are not going to memory, because it's a different market. So we stay with where we have the strength. So these are the market we go after, and then in the company, at our headquarters, we have divided into 4 divisions. Okay? So there are automotive division, IPC or industrial power control, PMM for power management and multi-market, then the chip card and security. So these are the 4 business divisions that how Infineon are structured. You need to bear with me on this because in the latest presentation will touch on these 4 divisions. If you're not following, then you will lose track, you will lose. Then it's not fun, Then I can see some already falling to sleep. Okay, that are the 3 key market that we participate in, and then with the 4 division we have, we also don't just look at the overall semiconductor. We also look at the market in this segment. So like automotive. So this is the automotive market in terms of semiconductor, not the automotive car sales. Automotive car sales is going to be much, much more than that. This is the silicon that go into automotive. So you look at it, historically, automotive grows 7%. And the forecast is showing that it's still growing 7%. So good market to be in. Okay? Chip card, same thing. It was growing 7%. It will slow down a little bit, but still have 5% growth. Then the power, IGBT, the discrete and the module level. IGBT stands for isolated gate bipolar transistor. This is one of the breakthrough away from the traditional silicon transistor. Okay, it is much efficient, less small signal, but it can amplify much larger, higher current and voltage transistor. So this is the technology that we have actually strength on, and we continue to grow in that. So the market has shown a 12% historically growth, but it cannot continue to go at that rate, but forecast showing still about 6%. Then our PMM and multipurpose market is also showing about 4% growth in the next 4 years. So this is where we are very, very precise. That's how we divide our organization into these 4 key segments. So they have to focus on this market area and know what are this market demand is, come up with a product that this market are expecting, not today, also tomorrow. Okay, so Infineon, as a glance, we have 4 business divisions that I just share with you. Employee-wise, we have about combined IR already 35,000. Financially, we have grown last year to 5.8 billion. All these are euro dollar, because we are not American company. So it's all in euro dollar. And you can see the big growth here is mainly because of what? The IR acquisition. Okay, the market position, as I show, automotive, we are today number 2. Okay, power, earlier I already showed you the statistic. We were number 1. We continue to be number 1. Then the smart card, we are actually number 2. So we need to know where we stand and how to compete in the market. So this is just to amplify the earlier slide. In terms of automotive, we are number 2, but who is our number 1? Renesas. Yeah. So, by the way, do you know Renesas? It's an American company? Yeah? Yes. You are damn wrong. Renesas is a Japanese company. It was formerly come from Hitachi. You heard of Hitachi? Yes, that's Japanese, It was merged between Hitachi and Mitsubishi. Okay? But not the Hitachi consumer product. It's a Hitachi semiconductor division merged with Mitsubishi semiconductor division. That's how it come up with Renesas. And just a couple of years ago, if I don't know exactly the time frame, they merged again. They acquire NEC. You know NEC? Yeah, used to make computer, now disappear. So they acquired the semicon division of NEC, now become Renesas. Okay, and Renesas, by the way, have 3 factories in Malaysia. Nobody know, right? Oh, okay. They have 1 factory in Selangor, 1 factory in Penang, and 1 factory in Kulim. So later I'll show you lah. Okay, then in terms of power, I already show you. We continue to lead, and the gaps is quite big. So you imagine, if they go acquire, right? They had to acquire 2 companies and then only can compete with us, correct? So that's why it's tough to catch up with us. Okay, on the smart card, we are actually ranked number 2. NXP will rank number 1. Okay. Okay, so for Infineon, this is our latest. In fact, it's just last week, right? We just announced our quarterly result. And bear in mind, our physical year start in October. Okay, we don't start in January. Okay, so this is the result of the quarter ended in September this year. So we announced 1.6 billion sales with about 18% of the EBIT. That's translate to about 286 million euro cash profit. And this is just showing the forecast for next quarter, which is this quarter now, because it's seasonal. That's a part of the market. So seasonally, we are looking at it will drop. But if you look at the whole year, FY15 compared to FY16 whole year, we are looking at 13% growth. Okay? And market is 5.4, right, historically. And we are showing 13. Why? We want to outgrow the market because our goal to be 8% a year. So it shows that our plan is intact so far. Huh? Okay. You cannot just saying that you are doing so well, whatever. We also very, very open. Put together all the competitor. But we don't put Intel because it's a different market. Right? So we put in all those that are competing in a very similar products, similar market. So you have NXP, ST, more, right? Anybody from more here? Yeah, if you have one more, you know who is ST, right? Fairchild, NXP, Freescale already going to merge. TI, then Freescale and this NXP eventually going to merge as well. ON and Fairchild is going to merge as well. So you can see the market is many merger and acquisition. So put it all together, this is basically reference to Q3 last year. And in terms of our sales development respect to this point, we have actually, everybody seasonally drop and then go up, up, up. Now another year seasonally drop. But you can see Infineon is actually doing quite good in terms of revenue growth. Okay? It's important because we had to outgrow the market. To outgrow the market, you had to take away the competitor share. So this is a chart telling us that we need to continue to stay ahead of the game. Okay, look at the bottom line. Bottom line, we are not the best. Okay, these are the segment result which I talk about is EBIT, right? How much money you make at the end. So Infineon, we stay around 15%. Sometimes we drop and then we recover. Last quarter we ended at about 18, right? That was because after the IR acquisition, we saved quite a bit of money. Why? Because the IR, all the top management, CEO, all the VP had no job already. One company merged already, only can wipe one CEO. So these are some synergy that you gain. So we improve in that. But you look at other companies like TI, NXP, Freescale, they are top there. They're making a lot more money as compared to the other three like ST and Fairchild and ON are also making less money. So this is reality in the market, right? And it only can be translated to few perspectives. One is that when you are not making as much money is because either your cost control is not good. The other key factor, the top line is the sales. The product that you are selling are not able to fetch a good price because your product don't carry value that customer willing to pay for. So this is the reason why you can translate from this chart that Infineon, in a way, we are in the center. We are not losing money, we are making money, but we are not making much more money than like TI, NXP and Freescale. I only can translate, it's not saying that Infineon, is don't make good money. It's also saying that, tied to what I just said, we continue to invest 13% of our sale. So one way to make this money, we can also stop investing, which Americans are doing to boost it up. So we are long-term driven, therefore, you are looking at company are investing and strike and balance, not just looking at net profit, cash and so on. Okay, so the challenges for us in the market is that how to stay profitable, grow. This chart basically this is all dollar signs, in terms of value, revenue. We are looking at revenue per piece. What it shows is that the sales of the semiconductor on the same product, it will continue to drop. It's the same. It's just like you go to supermarket, right? You go to buy the t-shirt. The old t-shirt, do you think they can increase the price? Yeah, they know, right? What they do? A lot of sales, right? 30%, the old one even 70%. This is exactly the same thing. So the old product will continue to suffer the price erosion. And the factory, like Infineon, Malacca here, continue have to improve our costs so that to cope with the price erosion, so that the difference between these two is where our segment result. That's how we can make money. Okay? And this is a natural progression. And this is the effort from the factory. But in between, there are more other initiatives that you can influence this. So the gap between these two is basically the profit or the segment result. That is where the R&D excellence can make a difference. How? The R&D will continue to produce the new products that are much more value, not cheaper. a new product, there are more functionality, 2-in-1. Just like teh tarik now got 3-in-1, all this, right? Instead of selling just a teh and a sugar all separately, now 3-in-1. Sell it the same price then, So you actually influence the selling price, not drop so much. So this is how the R&D can influence. Then for the factory, we continue embark on NLOP, which we call next level of productivity. These are all the cost saving initiatives at the factory. So this will continue to bring our manufacturing costs down, right? Then this is another initiative that we have in the factory, in the company we call P2S, stand for product to system. Meaning that the design engineer cannot keep looking at product. They need to look at the system level, understand the system level, then come out a product to fit the system need. So thinking ahead. So these are the initiatives for us in Infineon that the factory need to focus on this, the division need to focus on this, right? And the factory together with division need to focus to speed it up this. Then we can achieve that segment result. Okay? I know first time you look at it is a little bit difficult. So I try my best as much I can to explain. Hopefully you can gain something out of that. Okay, so for Infineon, these are our company overall, vision. We want to make life easier, safer, and greener. Bear in mind, environment continue to be polluted, but our product, our technology will able to achieve the more and consume less. Meaning that you buy Infineon product, you build into in the device, into the electronic gadget like cell phone, right? It can last longer because it's more efficient, consume less, and is accessible by everyone. And our microelectronic, which is our product for Infineon, is definitely a key to better future. So this is our vision, that what we want to move forward to. And all this picture, don't care about the man and the woman. It's not handsome anyway. And the baby. So these are the 4 key initiatives. Later on, I'm going to zoom in one by one to articulate to you how Infineon is operating, working as a one company. So first, I go to P2S. So what's P2S? P2S stands for product to system. So in layman, as I say, think big picture. Don't think of the small picture. Right? Look at the customer perspective and how they use it, our product in the system level, right? And then come out with a product to fit that system functionality. Yeah, like example, if Apple say, I want the product that the camera pixel will double, then you need to come up with a product to enable that. Only then Apple will buy from you. So it's as simple as that. We call product to system. Don't worry about all the wording. It's a bit complex. So I really translate in a very simple layman for you. Okay? Next. This is just another, sign or whatever. But what it means is in this table is what we call high performance company monitor. So you have few perspectives. We have to look at financially how to ensure sustainable and profitable growth. Okay? Then from customer perspective, we have to differentiate as a quality leader. Otherwise, the customer will not buy our product if our quality is not lead in the industrial. They will buy up from our competitor. Then processes, why in the factory we need a constant look at how to be leaner, how to be faster. Okay? So that our cost is lower and you make more money as a result of that. Then bear in mind, this is one of the most important. To enable all this, you need people. Okay? And that's the reason why Infineon emphasizes a lot on people development. Okay? So we had to put the right competency in place. We had to foster the leadership excellence and build a strong high-performance culture. You will see this high performance very frequent in later slides. Just bear with me for now. Okay, third, NLOX. So X basically can be any. So we have 4 NLOX. Next level of. I already talked about next level of productivity. Remember? So it actually improved the cost. And improve the manufacturing cost, it reduce your cost of sales, then you improve your profitability. Next level on R&D. This is talking about R&D, time to market, development cycle, make it faster so that you outbid the competitor. So that when the customer are designing a new platform, you provide a sample, the customer will love it, they will put your product in, and you got design in. Then next level of zero defect. These are basically quality. Okay? Then next level of sales and marketing. So we also need to know how to put our product into the market. So these are the 4 initiatives next level of that in a company we are continuously to embark on so that employees are well aligned, focused to contribute to the overall company result, which is hitting our bottom line. Yeah? Okay, fourth one, last. Oh, another, looks like a wheel, right? Yeah? But you calculate, there is how many there? 8. So Infineon also believe in Chinese 8. Fat, Okay, it just happened to be 8. But the 8 representing their 8 high performance behavior. And this is where I was sharing with you, a German not looking at just result. They're also looking at how you achieve it. So how we do it. Okay? So these are the 8 behavior that is cultivated into the whole organization in Infineon. We are looking at, how to be passionate about profit. Right? Focus on customer. Drive value through innovation. So not just doing innovation. Your idea can be very innovative. If you cannot create value, it's just another idea. Only the idea that can bring value, and especially customer, that is a good innovative idea. Therefore, we emphasize on drive value through innovation, and be ambitious and manage risks. Be mindful, when we are ambitious, there are risks. So we have to know how to manage that risk. Then always strive for excellence. Don't look at small incremental improvement. Look at how to be excellent on what we do. What is the max you can achieve? Right? Of course, not ridiculously look at a step function jump, but realistically you cannot achieve it. So we are looking at how to strive for excellence, the max that you can do. Team up for best result, basically just teamwork. Foster your talent is basically what we talk about, people development. Okay? And last not least, talk about trust and respect others. So these are the 8 behavior that we are promoting it in the company, so much so that it's become our corporate cultures. If you are one of Infineon, you will face this every year. Why? Because in Infineon, every year your performance review is tied to this 8 behavior. This is how we build into the culture. So year end, your supervisor will rate you. Among the 8 behavior, do you behave the same way? Right? So this is how we build into our organization. In Infineon, what we do is that every year, we have 50% of your score is on your goal. You set a target, you set a goal, how many you achieve it. From there, you determine whether A, B, C, or D. Then the other half is this 8 behavior. And therefore, your supervisor will rate whether you behave as a team player or as an individual. Then you'll get rating A, B, C, or D. So that's the system in Infineon. For those who are interested, just give you some heads up. Okay, come back to this 3 market segment and the 4 division. I want to zoom in each of those divisions to give you a flavor, some of the product that we are working on upcoming. I think you can relate to a certain extent. So for the market segment on terms of the power efficiency, energy efficiency, what happened to it? Never mind. So the applications are more on the energy transmission, even the LED lighting. We don't produce LED bulb. What we produce is the semiconductor to drive the LED, because our electricity is all in AC. You need to convert into DC to drive the LED. So we have the product to drive that. Mobile phone, definitely we have a lot of product inside, power supply and so on. Then come to mobility, basically is a in the automotive. So we are definitely have a lot of product in the powertrain, hybrid vehicle, use a lot of product as well. The charger, the car safety, later on I'll go into detail, and so on and on. So this is just give you some brief introduction how we participate in each of these segments in mobility, in energy efficiency, and last, the security. So security, we are participate in Internet of Things, right? The Industrial 4.0 that, upcoming in Europe. Then even the mobile security now, like Apple Pay, right? You cannot just have Apple Pay that people get hacked and then, So we have those products that have all these security features to enable that. Okay, so from that 3 key market segments, the 4 division is going after that applications. So automotive, we go into this, IPC is going after this, PMN going after this, chip card, they're going after this. So you can see here is quite straightforward, go mobility, but these 2 is jointly going after the power semiconductor. Yeah? And this chip card is going after the security. So it's quite well organized and aligned. And these are the products that we have in those 4 divisions. I will not go through, just to give you some idea, the example of those products we have. And these are our customer from all the 4 divisions, the customer that we are serving. I'm sure you know, by the way, the fruit company don't allow us to put the logo there. Okay. So you can find Huawei here, yeah. You can find Nokia, it's already gone. And Samsung, ZTE, yeah. Then for automotive, you don't find Proton, unfortunately, but you can find Bosch, yeah, Denso, Hyundai, and so on. Okay, just to give you a feel on where the market that our customer that we are serving. Okay, out of the 4 divisions in Infineon, which are the largest division? ATV, yeah. ATV is automotive. Okay. By the way, this is going to be out in the test, huh? So 40% is automotive, 30% PMM, power management and multi-market. Chip card security will be only about 10%, IPC about 17%. So it's quite simple, 40, 30, 20, and 10. That's how we remember it. So I'm zooming in on each division to give you some flavor, what product that we have, participate in the market, and upcoming that we are driving. So start with automotive. So automotive, why? Don't worry about all this. We are number 2 in the automotive. I think I already showed you Renesas number 1. In Europe, we are definitely number 1. In North America, we're number 3. Asia Pac, we are number 1. Korea, number 1. In China, we are number 3. In Japan, even Japan, we are number 4. So this is the market position we are in. Being a Europe company, of course, we had to be number 1 in Europe. Okay? What are the products? So we have very, very close joint venture, joint development with BMW. So BMW, this is the hybrid and electrical car they call i3. They even have an i8 yeah, the Swot electrical hybrid car. So these are the 72 products that we have going to this i3. i3 is not in Malaysia yet, right? Is it? Okay, then forget about it. But these are the, those kind of products, those kind of a future car that in Europe is not yet, launched in the market, that Infineon already have 72 products inside. So the product that are driving the capabilities like airbag control, the LED lights on the car, the steering control lock, the windshield wiper, and some of the seatbelt retractor. More important is we have to look at how to make the car safer. So we have a product that actually enable car to avoid accident. Okay, a car that enable autonomous driving, which everybody here, right? Driverless car. Yeah, Google is in there. Everybody is now jumping in there. But to enable that, you need the semiconductor to drive it. So Infineon is leading in that technology. So the Aurix is one of the products. We have microcontroller family that enable that. Then we have a lot of sensor product. Okay, because you want to be driverless, the car don't have eyes, right? So the only eye they have is sensor. So sensor is sensing all those things on the environment, translate into a signal where the processor or the microcontroller can process. So we are definitely have all these product and technology that make the future car driving safer. And some of you may not know, there are many cars now, even Korean car or even the new car. Okay, I like to brag about my car. I have a Merc E-Class, right? It had this feature that is already censored that when you are driving fast and there's a car slow down, you detect it, then he start to give you alarm. So that is kind of feature will be more and more coming up. It's called accident prevention. So these are the technology that will continue to increase, and therefore the automotive content in the semiconductor in the automotive market will be continue to grow. And so much so you have this so-called 3D vision sensor driving, that enable all these sense to enable all those functionality that in the car in the future. So we are definitely also participate actively in this ADAS, stand for Advanced Driving Assist System. So safety-wise is definitely also one of the key. And we have that product 3D. And later on, I'll show you in Malacca factory, we have one segment that are producing just sensor. And all these sensors 100% go to automotive market. Okay? So very exciting. If you want to find out more, join us. Okay, on PMM, these are basically power. As I told you, we are number one position in power. Then for the, if you go into a power category under discrete standard, we are also number one. Then in terms of chip for silicon microphone, we are number two. Okay. So these are the products that we go into, the end product, cell phone for sure, everybody knows. And most important is actually on the server, we are also have technology behind that. Lighting, as I say, the driver, then the charger. And go inside a little bit more detail on the PMM. We have this technology we call digital power management. Okay? And it's widely used in all the server. With the cell phone now is getting more user, the server behind drive it need to be expanding. So we have the technology that drive the power supply. Right? And this efficiency actually will enable the power consumption at the minimum. So this is how the product that we have in this DPM that driving all the value into behind the server in the market that used by Google or even YouTube and so on. Okay? PMM is everywhere. From at house, you're looking at the player, looking at LED lighting, then car as well. and charger and so on. So these are the future that, electronic gadget will be coming up. So we need to stay ahead. We need to come up with the semiconductor product that enable all this for the future. Okay, next is the IPC. So IPC, we are definitely number one in terms of discrete IGBT. Okay. And we are number one in Europe and also number one in China. I will tell you why. It's the next slide. So you look at a high-speed train or metro train like LRT and so on, you'll find that Infineon semiconductor train, the content in the train will be about 100K per train. So we have a lot of product of the IGBT going to this train. Similarly for the metro train, which is LRT and NRT category as well. So that's how we enable all this. And in terms of wind turbine, similar. We have the product behind the scene who convert all this wind rotation into electricity. So these are the semiconductor content per watt that we have, participate in. Okay, chip cut. So these are the chip cut going to the cell phone and also a lot of credit card. Do you see something here? Who is that? That's me. By the way, all of you are carrying that. So Infineon is actually stay with you. All the my card in Malaysia is actually using Infineon chip, by the way. Okay? But that's current technology. We are looking at the future. We are looking at the cell phone market where the iPay and all this need to build into the mobile phone. So we have our IC, inside there, but not just the IC, but also the system to enable the security of this application. Similarly, with the all the mobile computer, the notebook, and so on. So Microsoft Surface Pro 3 also work with us to get our product to enable a lot of this security functionality that we call this TPM 2.0, which stands for Trusted Mobile Platform. Okay, so that was to give you a quick flavor on how our 4 division, the product that we have. Now I have to zoom in. I need to speed up a little bit. Go into worldwide in Infineon. We have present in many countries. Here in Malaysia, together Malacca and Kulim, we have combined close to 10,000 employees. 8,000 in Malacca, and so much so in more than our headquarters in Germany. Though it's a German company. Okay, we have 32 R&D, and Malacca and Kulim in Malaysia are definitely 2 of the 32. In terms of manufacturing worldwide, Malacca and Kulim is sited in Malaysia. So Malacca is definitely the largest with 8,000 employees. And Kulim about 1,500. Okay, now I'm zooming into Infineon Malacca. Familiar? Semiconductor in Malaysia. So I told you earlier, this NEC, right? And Renesas was here. Actually, I didn't show you that there's another factory in Kulim, also part of Renesas. Then this NEC have actually converted and become Renesas. Okay? In fact, I think last week I just passed by the factory. I saw it's at Renesas. And by the way, the Toshiba factory have also sold it to a subcon called Amcor. So these are the changes for the last few years that I can recap. Then, it used to be a Fairchild factory. And they announced end of, I think by now it physically should be closed. So Fairchild is closing. And then a couple of years ago, Stat Chipet in KL also closed. So the market is not easy. There's a lot of challenges. But good news is there are also new players. SanDisk. Sandy just built and started operating a new factory in Batu Kawan, Penang. Okay? And more important, I think if you read the news, Osram have decided to build a 6-inch fab in the same industrial park as Infineon. So together, Infineon, here we in Malacca, and Kulim is our front end. And the rest are all the player that just now I show you is our competitor as well. So it's quite a crowded place in Malaysia in terms of semiconductor market. Okay, let's look at Infineon Malacca. Okay, so this is a picture from high level. By the way, we actually had to charter a plane to go up there and snap a photo for this. Okay, and this is not the latest. The latest one, you will have a physical bridge already completed here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block of productions building. Then here we have the Techno Center, which is R&D. Then this is a block where my office is at the highest floor. And this is what we call DC, Development Center. Then across a small river, we built a bridge to link it up. We call MPB, which is multi-purpose building. Then early of the year, we just acquire another factory here. Okay? And later on, I'll give you the update on that factory development. Okay, just quickly look at Malacca. So Malacca, we started in 1973, so it has been 43 years. We invested more than 6 billion cumulatively up to date. Employee about 8,300 right now. Okay, in Malacca, we have divided into 4 manufacturing we call segment. Okay, not the same like the divisions. These are segment. So the segment, we name it power, discrete, sensor, and logic. So it's just the nature of the product that these segments are manufactured. Okay, in competency, over the years, we have built up so many competency engineering for pre-assembly, assembly and test, packaging development, and product engineering development, and so much so also for TI. For IT. And the IT today in Malacca is not serving just the Malacca factory need. The IT is serving the worldwide Infineon needs. So Infineon, if you call into our call center, you actually divert it to Malacca here, 24 hours. And then all the IT services, a lot of that are sited in Malacca. I'll go into detail later on. So this is the management team in Malacca. So myself as the President MD, then I have CFO Thomas. These are the 4 key production head, and we call segment head. Okay, for LO, Stu, Reinhardt is for the sensor. Then discrete is Hugh. Then Thomas Ruggerberg is power. Then we have all the supporting function from HR, IT, DC, and so on and on. Yeah, and Ibrahim is here as well. Yeah. Then Encik Azman, yeah, is here. So still some German, but left over only 3. And prior me joining Infineon Malacca, the MD was in the past mostly all German. So I'm honored that now I'm taking over as the Malaysian to run this organization. Okay, so we as a site, we also need to have our vision and our mission. So our vision is to be number 1 back-end manufacturing and competency center. Not just a manufacturing, also competence center. So what it means that we're housing a lot of R&D. And to do that, our mission is to make Malacca, okay, short form for MAL is Malacca, as the performance excellent as our prime leading edge. In short form is the people. Okay, as I told you, we emphasize a lot of people. The most responsive partner to improve our customer competitiveness. So this is the mission that we put for our site in Malacca. So in terms of Malacca, it's right in the center here. We do the assembly and test, then we ship it to our customer through distribution center from Asia, Europe, and North America. So in Malacca, today, we are producing about 12 million pieces per year. And you count in a day, we are looking at 30 million pieces a day. So every hour we have more than 1 million product produced. So that's how big our site is. Okay? And in terms of front end, the wafer, it comes from Kulim and also from German wafer fab like Regensburg, Dresden, or Austria, Villach. Okay? So then we basically assembly and test it, ship it to our customer. So for the 4 segment in Malacca, I already talked about power, discrete, LO, and sensor. And LO are basically all the microcontroller I told you. And almost 100% of LO product are going to automotive. Okay? Same thing with the sensor. Then power, I think about 60-70% go to automotive. The other rest go to consumer, like Apple, Samsung, and so on. Same thing with discrete. Also, a lot go into the consumer market. And these are the packages that in all the 4 segments. I will not go through the detail, just to give you some idea. And Malacca, we have doing beyond just the manufacturing. So we have a lot of global function. I have touched on IT. And for the IT competency, we have now have a group do the FI, factory integration. I think some of the curriculum here is also quite related to this. Factory integration are basically putting the signal from all the machine in the factory together and analyze all this data so that the decision making is seamless, no more human dependent. So that's part of the FI. And we have a group here. FI is not just doing for the factory here. It's doing the FI for all the Infineon site. Then logistic, development center, even quality, finance, and so on. So Malacca, because of many years of experience, we have the strength of the competency we build up. So we are doing more than just the site manufacturing. We are doing more for worldwide Infineon need. In terms of headcount, so we add 8,300, and by end of this year, we forecast we will come in around 8,500. Okay? So, and this is the build out of a different segment. Okay, and we also have the, I will go into detail on each of the category later on. Let's look at the breakdown of this 8,000 over. Yes, half of it is built up of operators. And we do have foreign operators as well, 28%. Technicians about 27%. Exam, this is where all the engineer and the R&D. So I'll zoom in more specific on this 20% of the exam staff. So out of the exam staff of the 20%, which is translate to about 1,600 over people, 44% still the engineering all supporting the production. We have 26% in the R&D. So there's a lot of R&D as well. Then we have 23% are the cluster and 7% is the support functions. I will now zoom into the cluster, also called the global function. Okay, we have now housed about 800 over of global function that build out of the IT, and we also engage some external contract IT and R&D and plus factory integration. So these are all very highly intensive of the engineering, not so much of manufacturing anymore. So these are the opportunity that if you join Infineon, that in the future you will have opportunity to join one of this group. So IT, these are the functions that we have in Malacca that's serving the Infineon worldwide needs. So we have the design, sales, analysis, analytic group, the supply chain and master data, enterprise application, and also these are traditional operational services. And total we have about 200, right Jensen? 200 over IT staff. Then R&D, today we cumulatively already built up about 400 over, and then this year, for this year we are anticipating to grow to about 522 R&D. You do R&D, what is the endpoint? One of the endpoint that I'm tracking on the KPI is the patents. So our engineer also participate in generate patents and file it. Okay, and you will be rewarded accordingly when you have this patent accepted. So these are the patent that our engineer has been filing for the last 5 years. So this is just to give you some idea on what the engineer can produce. Okay, so for us, we are looking at how to develop our talents. Here is where we are working with UTeM. Right? That's the reason why I'm here today as well, because we are collaborate with UTeM. Why? Because many graduates from UTeM actually we recruit through this engineering booster. Of course, on top of it, the IT also recruit. And by the way, the booster, I just checked. Last year, we have recruited total 50 engineers in booster program. Out of the 50, 17 from UTeM. So 30%. 30% of the UTeM is in our booster program. Okay? And booster are new. Then as you work, as you pick up the experience, we do have this SEED, which stands for the Special Executive Exposure Development Program. Okay? But not everybody. Only those are perform good. Then it will be nominated by the manager. Then you can either pursue your career in management ladder or the technical ladder. Okay? And we have that program in our site. Then after that, you can be nominated to our Asia Pacific program under management and also under the technical we call TechStar. So this is just to give you the flavor of the development that we have even after you have joined out of the school. So this is a booster program. As I say, last year we have recruited 50 and 17 from UTeM. And as you join, you will not put into, just go into the line there and work. Actually, you go through another 10 months of extensive training and some hands-on. And yet, you'll get paid as same as an engineer 2007. And more, after that, you get another 5K sign-on bonus. So it's very attractive. The challenge we are facing is, this booster, they don't stay with us. So last year, the batch of booster, not even 1 year, I have lost about 11% of them. I need to check how many from UTeM. Okay. And the batch, the year before that, 18% of them have actually left. And 5 what? Left. Oh boy. Out of the 17. And three years ago, we started the booster, about 37% of them had also resigned and left us. So these are the risks and challenges that we have to face. But we are not giving up. We will continue to do this booster program. Okay? It's just to give you some perspective, the challenges that I have to face as a management team. And this to give you some idea, what I talk about, the SEED program, the MyTech for the technical ladder, management talent for the management ladder, that we want to grow the future leader. Right? To support, to enable our business continuity. Right? And also for succession planning. So these are the detailed program that we have catered for all the talents that we have in the factory. And in Infineon, our career have 4 paths. Okay, you can always start as an individual contributor. Then at later stage, after a few years, you have to decide whether you want to go management or technical ladder. Okay, management means that you have to manage people. Technical ladder, you actually can work alone. Yeah, but there are certain requirements. Okay, then we also just created this project management career path as well. This is very new, just started. So you see, this is the thing that a company that have systematically think about how to keep the employee and develop them and create all this management progression and the career development path. So this is to give you some idea. This is basically management path you can climb. You start as a fresh grad engineer, you start at level GG9, then climb all the way up. I am actually is GG17. Okay? But if you decided to join and become a technical ladder, you can climb up to same level as me at 17. You become a fellow. And by the way, we don't have fellow yet in Malacca. We do have one senior principal in Malacca. So this is the career path that we have tailored for all our employees, whether you want to be in the management or you want to be in the technical path. Okay, in terms of investment, so this is all in euro dollar. Last year we closed at 94.6 million euro dollar investment, though it's kind of a lower than the previous year, but it's still quite substantial amount of money. We are looking here close to $500 million ringgit, So this year we are projecting to invest another 115 million euro. Okay, I'll show you one of the investment they're putting in is basically I told you about the new factory. Okay, so we just acquired this new factory and we just built the bridge, and this is the picture I take from my office. Basically from here my office here. So I took the picture to show you that actually physically it's already completed, so it's linked up. And we don't stop there. We plan to build a 5-story block 8. Again, Chinese like 8, that means prosper. So, so this is our artistic view of our block 8, which it consists of 4 floors of production, offices, and multi-story car park. Okay, and we already start the piling, and it's going to be complete soon, and it will be ready for production by end of October 2016. This is artistical view. If you look up from the front with a multi-story car park, offices, production. Yeah. And for those of you who did, if you read the newspaper, we did do the groundbreaking on the 30th of October. This is just a couple months ago. Our Chief Minister joined us to do this groundbreaking. And we did get quite a bit of media coverage from English newspaper Star to the Berita Harian and Chinese newspaper as well. Did any of you see this? Okay, I thought you didn't. Okay, so this is our headcount projections. By growing with the new blocks, we look at our volume projections. It's going to go up to 20 billion a year from this year, about 12 billion. And the headcount is going to grow to about 10,000. And we cannot do that. Okay? We are looking at automation, have 6 initiatives where we have created automation. Is one of them. L segment stands for Lean segment. BEAR, which is backend automation rollout. The SHARP, which is a shop floor efficiency initiative. And there are some control 2 initiatives that we also look at offload to another site of Infineon. So total we are looking at, instead of growing to 10,000, with this initiative, we are able to keep it below 9,000. And this create opportunity, and that's the reason why we need more engineer to do all this automation. So just to share with you why we are developing all this program. Okay, tie back to what I show you in our corporate. There are 4, initiative. One of them is a high performance company monitor. So we do the same in our site for Malacca. We tie first initiative about ensure sustainable profitable growth. These are the goal target that we have signed up for our site. And each segment have the TCR, stand for target cost rollout. So they have to achieve this cost reduction with 0 deviation from the targets. For quality, we have the measurement on quality spill. We want to achieve 0 spill. And then we are adopting the green line, another concept in the manufacturing. So we want to achieve 75% our line have achieved this green line status. Then on the constant become leaner and faster, we have all these initiatives. Just now I show you our headcount strategy for next 4 years. Then the LFAB, the BEAR and SHARP rollout. So this is part and parcel of that. And we also have the Six Sigma plus Lean project that creating a lot of cost saving. Then people, as I talk about people, we have a lot of program, competency development, talent management that I just shared with you. plus booster program to feed the pipeline from the fresh graduate. And for the leadership side, we have all this high-perform behavior model that we continue to train our people, then Great Place to Work initiative, and also gender diversity and self-managed team on the shop floor. Then talk about Great Place to Work. I'm going to run very fast. I notice the time is running out. So now fast speed. So for Great Place to Work, we don't just talk about Great Place to Work or a lot of fun and so on. We do actually define what are the 5 elements of the Great Place to Work. It's categorized under credibility, respect, fairness, pride, and camaraderie. So, and what we do is that every 2 years, we conduct an employee survey. And that's how the survey tells us whether the employee are feeling this site is a great place to work, the company is a great place to work or not. So with that, this will give you some idea how to achieve that 3 pillar. We launch internal training, we call LOFT, stand for Leading Our Future Today and Tomorrow on the shop floor supervisor, so that the supervisor know how to manage the operator, the technician. So when they come to the survey, they reflect the supervisor, they know they are observing a lot of this respect, perspective, or credibility and fairness. And based on the feedback, we have taken a lot of action. We conducted a lot of face-to-face with the management and face-to-face discussion, and then with the operator dialogue as well. Then the management go down to the shop floor to meet up with the employee. We also hear the feedback, and we have taken action to improve. Like we brought in the post on wheel into the factory so the employee don't need to go out. Then we have also standardized in terms of the food price. Yeah, we have 4 canteen, by the way, for 8,000. Here UTeM, how many? You have 11,000 students, so you definitely need more canteen than us. Then also some of the feedback, we have taken action to have a cover walkway to avoid the rain. The other key thing, I think quite a proud achievement we have, just about 2 months ago, we participate in this Malaysia Productivity Council Initiative competition. So one of our team actually won the overall national Malaysia champion out of the 186 team. Actually, they have won to be the electrical and electronic category, but because of their excellent team, the overall 180 team, they won even the whole Malaysia. So this is one of the achievements that our employee, have created, and we give them opportunity to compete at a national level in KL. And we have a lot of this celebration. This is our service award for those who have serviced more than 5 years. Every 5 years, 5, 10, 15, 20, up to even 40, because we already in Malacca for 42 years. Of course, we also do more than just work. We also contribute to the community. So I also go out and donate my blood, and my CFO also donate the German blood. And last year we have flood hit our East Coast, so we have collected the donation. We have donated 105,000 to the victim in East Coast. Then Topa visited us. We also let him witness the donation of 50,000 to two charity foundations. So we are not just doing manufacturing and so on, but we also do a lot of contribution to the community, and also have fun together. This is last year our annual dinner, and time to time individual also organize celebration for birthday and so on. And we also have a lot of sport activity. So we call work hard and also play hard. Okay, to sum it up, I think people is definitely the key asset, and that make a challenge in terms of us as management to retain the right talents, and that at the same time also become opportunity to us to develop our talents development program and employee engagement program. And then what we have is a great place to work. So the economic progress actually continue to put the labor cost higher, and therefore we have to continue to automate, and be innovative or put up the new system to make it more efficient. to cope with the market pressure. So to sum it up, in every challenges and opportunity is two sides of the coin. You can look at it. So I'm Chinese act. I put it all together. Chinese we call Wei Ji. Basically, Wei is basically kind of a challenges. Ji is basically opportunity. So in any situation, when there is a problem or challenges, there is always two sides of the coin. So to me, positivity, you look at it, all the challenges you are facing, there is always opportunity for us. Okay? Last two. This just to share with you my personal experience as a leader of organizations. So we as a manager to lead organization, I show you, right? You need to build up this vision and mission. I think school probably have taught you as well. But more important in the work, what you do is that from the vision, you actually look at 3 to 5 years down the road. What's your plan? Then from there, you convert into STP, short-term plan, or some company called annual operating plan. That become your annual goals. Okay? Then you constantly every year need to do your SWOT analysis, which stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat. So you need to gauge where are your organization today, where the weakness that you need to continue to develop. And that tell you the people continue to be the key asset. And that's make the people engagement and people development is absolutely key. And I will share with you why. So this is an example how you can build up the vision and mission. Just now I already show you. And I have experience when I was running a smaller organization, the QA department. I also come up with a vision to drive the organization look forward. What is the quality zero defect all about? So it's applicable no matter how big, how high level you are. And people, you have to understand them. First of all, if you manage people, you have to understand the basic human needs. Have you seen this before? Muslim law, right? Some of you know now. So this is widely academically teach on this Maslow law about the basic human needs. But today environment is more than just this basic breathing food need. I think I added on. I think you need a Wi-Fi also. So this is a slight tweak of the theory. Okay, for me, my principle I always carry is that I reward for performance. I don't look at you have worked here for so many years. Doesn't matter. If you don't produce the result and the performance, sorry, you still only get your salary. That's it. In terms of bonuses, all this, we reward based on performance. We as a leader, you cannot just talk, you need to own it. Okay? You see it, you own it, you fix it. That's called quality leader. Teamwork's absolutely critical. Infineon, we put it up as team up for best result. Skill development, don't need to say. You need to keep on develop your people. Innovation is the key thing you need to do if you want to participate in this technology environment. And in Infineon, we talk about drive value through innovation. The other key principle I have, no matter how good you are, you have to learn. Learn shamelessly. Bring yourself down. Even me as MD, I also learn from the engineer so that you can continue to upgrade yourself. So there are many management tools. Here, I just share with you. These are the 7X model. I'm not sure it taught you in the school here. Same, huh? Okay, good. So there are basically 3 hard S and 3 soft S. And these are, each of those assets that you need to make sure that it's intact, and each of the 7S are interacting. And therefore, when you are leading a group or an organization, you need to be mindful of all these 7 S's. I use it very, very frequently, and this is an example. I did it in China, Suzhou. I told you that I turned around the factory from the worst, become the best, and I use that, and it really, really effective. So people is our key asset, and the power of people engagement. And without saying, this is all the theory outside in the market. Appreciation, you need to know how to appreciate your employee when they making some achievement. Gratitude is another key to people engagement. So there are many management tools that you can engage people. 5S is one of them. And what is 5S? 5S is a Japanese tool. It's very commonly in the industry. Have you guys heard of 5S? Yeah, good. So it's quite common. You should know all this. But what is first S? Maybe some of you don't know. So we have translated all the Japanese original wording into even Bahasa and even English. So these are widely used. Start with sorting, throw away those you don't want. Set exactly where you want to put those that you need. Shining, basically cleaning. Then you standardize this routine. Then you maintain it. Then it becomes a culture. So this is very widely used in Japan. And make them so clean. Nowadays you go to Japan, it's become a culture for the whole nation. Unfortunately, Malaysia, a long way to go. The other power management tool and engagement tool is the TPM. It's another Japanese system. There is an institute called JITPM. They actually conduct training for this. And the principle is that it's the optimization and development of a production system. Not talk about just a maintenance. It's a system that helps us deliver the manufacturing excellence. They talk about 4-0. 0 defect, which is high quality. 0 unplanned downtime, which is tied to OEE. Overall equipment efficiency. 0 losses tied to cost, yield. 0 accident, basically on safety. So with that, in the TPN, there is also many pillars that you need to embark. It's not a simple, it's a long journey that you need to do. So out of this pillar, the foundation is 5S. So that's why I think there is an interrelated relationship between the 5S and TPM. And the spirit of the TPM is very simple. Through the 5S activity, you clean, but not just cleaning. You clean to inspect. As you clean, you inspect. Anything defect, you tag. That's why we call inspect to detect any defect. Then detect, the maintenance come and correct. Correct, you do it over the time, it becomes perfect. So this is the mantra, this is the spirit of the TPM. Another management tool is Six Sigma. I think you have probably heard of it. It's basically using DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Technically, Six Sigma is representing statistically 3.4 ppm, right? But this tool has been converted into a management tool. It's basically a management-driven methodology for product and processes, right? Improve, that create a breakthrough in financial performance and even customer satisfaction. So in Six Sigma, there are belt, okay? There is a yellow belt for lower level. There is a green belt. There is a black belt, just like Taekwondo. But this is more for Six Sigma, okay? And there are 3 types. One is the design for Six Sigma, more for R&D. Then there is a transactional Six Sigma. There is a production Six Sigma, which is widely used in the industrial. There are some this non-transactional. Then there are some used for the R&D. Just to give you some track record, is that basically I kind of briefly talk about Six Sigma is going after breakthrough, looking at 70% improvement. Well, on the continuous improvement, you are looking at small step, it's like 10% at a time. So this is very, very powerful to get a breakthrough improvement. And you know where is it created, right? I share with you the culture between American and German. This is American. They want fast, they want quantum improvement. So this Six Sigma is originated from American, Motorola, by the way. So this is a credential. I think there are books written by Jack Welch, GE. They're producing a lot of saving, 7 billion in cash. Right? Another company is Dow Chemical. Also produce a lot of saving, a lot of EBIT. Then DuPont is another company that have embarked on this. Infineon also has started, not billion, at least million. So we are looking at about 4.5 last year. So this is the projection for this year, that moving forward that we will get this Six Sigma to create the saving. Okay, to sum it up, my personal experience is not what you know. Okay, the most important is that how you translate what you know, the thing that you learn from school, the thing you learn from the work, create result. That's how you're supposed to do outside when you are working. Okay? Because you are no more in the school. You are not going to be sitting for tests. Your test is your result. And when you have result, your shit doesn't stink. This is an American term that I learned. Then you start to have a lot of friends, by the way. Huh? Don't let NATO into your team. What I mean NATO here is those just talk only but no action. So when you lead an organization, you need to identify NATO, get rid of it. The other key experience I have that you always solve certain problem, you create a new problem. So bear in mind on that. As a leader, you need to guide your people. Don't jump conclusion and start to solve a problem. After you solve this problem, a new problem come out. And last not least, most important is that you will see a lot of behavior. The doctor come out of the operation theater, he say, "Oh, my operation very successful." But the patient actually died. So these are just over the years that some of the common experience I have that you will experience that as you go out to the working environment. So last, just a few more slides for all of you that are graduating. Some facts from Job Street. Fresh grade, it's not very popular because you guys ask unrealistic salary. So this is a survey that done. So be mindful when you go out, apply for job, please. Don't ask. As a fresh graduate, you cannot ask for 10,000 salary. And also some facts about, those fresh graduate, when you are going out the job, the recruiter always look at quality of the leadership. So in school, you are participating a lot of activity where you're holding a team leader position. This will be an added advantage for you. And those, of course, you are not leader, but you have to participate in a lot of, the volunteer work also will help. Of course, academic is not the most important. So you can see the survey here show only about 25%. Okay, my key advice, find something that you really enjoy doing because it's a career. It's not a 4-year degree program. You may stay with it, like me, stay with the company for 20 over years. So you got to find something that you enjoy so that you can continue. And be passionate about what you do. Okay? Because that determines your future. What you learn in university is not going to be enough for sure. So there's going to be a lot more you're going to learn after university. Attitude is utmost important because your attitude will carry your future. Okay? And don't shy to ask questions. Never be embarrassed. Because ask questions, you will learn more. So like Confucius was saying, those who ask questions, they can look fool for a few minutes or a few seconds. But those who don't ask questions, you become a fool for your life. Because you don't learn. Okay, now I'm asking you. To be a successful employee, what a manager look for? There are 3 elements. It's tied to the ask as well. Attitude, skill, and knowledge. So there are 3 choices and I want to see some hands. A is at 10, 10, 80%. B is 80, 10, 10. C is 10, 80, 10. So can I have a hand for those who voted A? I hope that at the end there are some of those don't raise hand at all. How about B? Okay, a lot of hand, good. How about C? Some. There are a lot of those never raise a hand. Well, majority win, huh? The right answer is B. So the learning is that it's not what you learn, it's not your skill set, it's not your knowledge, your attitude. So attitude, you can see a lot of company recruit today still do a lot of tests, check on what you learn in school, what degree you have. But when you get fired, most of the time it's because of your attitude. And the skill and the knowledge you can learn, we can teach. Like we have a lot of development program, but attitude is hard to teach. So with the right attitude, and company like Infineon will provide you a lot of training, right? You will rise up. Okay? And of course, last not least is that you need to be very persistent and perseverant and never give up. Then you will be a successful employee. So just another thought, always learn from your mistake. Okay? You cannot change the history. You can only learn from it. And then learn from it and change the future to avoid similar mistake so that you can improve. So that's the attitude that I carry on and I always preach and talk to our employee. And last, this is the principle of successful people. Those people don't make mistake, they will not learn, they will not be successful. So to be successful along your journey, you will learn a lot through your mistake. So don't be afraid when you make mistake. Okay? So I wish you all the best. So we are, Infineon is already part of your life, so we will be part of your tomorrow. Okay, last is for Q&A. Sorry that I will run the time.
Any questions from the audience? A couple of questions perhaps.
I need to show the confusion slide again. Don't be fool for your life.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, me? Oh boy. That's very simple. I'm a hardcore Malaysian. No, in fact, in 2009, when we decided to close down the factory in China, I was offered a job in US, but I decided not to go there. And I have not regret a bit. The reason being because in the States it's very individualistic. But I think for my position coming back to Malaysia, I still looking forward what I have enjoyed the satisfaction of leading the organization. So I can repeat that. That's why I come back to Malaysia to lead the organization. So that's one of the key reasons. Come back to the first question in terms of attitude we look for. Therefore, for those who participate in the engineer booster, we don't recruit based on the result. So we have actually assessment. We have a student from all university come into our site. We do certain exercise, team building. We observe the attribute from there. So that's how we recruit. Even doing that, you see our attrition still there. So there is no perfect way to do that. But that is one systematic approach that we can filter out the right attitude student. Okay, I hope I answer your question.
So questions from the students. I hope, I'm sure some of you will have questions. Oh yes, go ahead. Very good. Yes, well, at the back there. Yes. Sure.
See, this is a guy that decided to be fool for a minute. The rest of you be fool for your life.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening. My name is Muhammad Hilmi bin Ahmad, and I'd like to ask a question. What academic qualifications do Infineon expect from potential graduates?
What we expect is, I think we are a technology company. The booster program are primarily targeted on the engineers. Okay? So we are looking at the engineering, electronic, electrical for sure. Some mechanical, some chemical engineering are also welcome. But that is on the booster itself. But we do have IT that is continue to work with UTeM, and we do recruit the IT expertise. So primarily engineers. Good. See, at least he learned something. Next. Yes. Just speak out, I can hear you. Sorry, yeah. Let her know, I'll get to you.
Being a successful person, how do you manage your time between family and work and at the same time?
Good question. I think you need to ask that question after you reach my age. Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, very relevant as you are progressing in your age. Yeah. So for me, I definitely had to strike a balance. What you want to do is that when you spend time with your family, you need to spend a quality time. You don't want to spend time with your family while you are still reading your email and so on. So that is one approach that I take. And of course, the other thing is that even in Infineon, we do have a healthy lifestyle program for the leader, like myself. We actually hire a doctor from Switzerland, which is very expensive. And he tests all the leader, tests our body and so on. Then he teaches us how to upkeep the leadership health lifestyle. So I do take that advice, and that's why I buy this device to track my step. Very cheap device, by the way. So I give target myself every day. I need to walk more than 10,000 steps. As a human, by the way, before the car is invented, you look at our ancestors, the lifespan very long, right? You know why the lifespan is getting shorter nowadays? Because we have car. We don't walk anymore, especially Malaysian. When you go to car park, you go after every car spot that the parking that the closest. So that's another advice I can share with you lah. So I think for youngster, for yourself coming up, I have to say differently. For myself, when I started, I do spend a lot of time in my career. Yeah, you need to, because it's very competitive lah. And unless you're married, then you need to strike a balance. So you need to really go all out, but not just work hard, okay? But also not work smart. As I give you advice, you need to find something that you enjoy the most, and you have a lot of passion the thing that you're doing. Because the passion will carry your mind, will carry your body. Okay? Not just the salary. Okay? I hope I give you some tips. Okay. Sorry that he overtook you. It doesn't use Infineon IC, that's why. Yeah, just use your voice, yeah. Okay, very good question. I think questions is about how I look at the E&E sector in Malaysia in the five years down the road, right? I have shared with you. That's why I make a slide on the semicon. I can speak of semicon because that's where I'm familiar with. So I give you a balanced view. There are factories that close down, right? But at the same time, there are factories that also just open up. So Malaysia is not definitely a good country, cost, labor effective country to invest. With the track record, their company pull out and close down. Right? And labor continue to grow up, it will not go down. That's the facts. But we cannot control that. What we can control is our workforce productivity. And that's why I'm saying these are posing a lot of opportunity. So we as a leader, we have decided that we need to embark on a lot of automations. So we cannot work the old way of just doing more manufacturing. That's why we have evolved from just a manufacturing. We have carried on a lot of value-added activity like IT. Now the IT 200 over. If it's just a factory of this need, I think the IT team, you only need like less than 50 for sure. Then automation. And this is opportunity how we can tap on and then get more graduate from university like UTeM to look at how to automate the process, make us more productive. So for Malaysia, I think next 5 years, I will tell you that if we do it right, we can be still very competitive, definitely. But it's not given that we will be the best country to invest in. So be mindful that we have to stay away from the labor intensive. We heritage all the activity of the manufacturing in Infineon with the employee of 8,000. And that's the reason why that I don't want to grow by recruiting more worker. And the worst is the local operator not interested anymore. When we grow all the foreign worker. So this is an opportunity where we need to climb up the value chain, right? And we are doing a lot of automation, the factory integration, and that actually bring in those more knowledge-based skill set. Okay? And what's your second question? Oh, how Infineon cope up is all in my presentation. Sorry. Just to recap, I think, as I say, it's a very competitive. So Infineons are looking at anticipated need from our customer, the technology that upcoming, not looking after the technologies already have today. You just give example. I give you a lot of example in terms like automotive. We are not looking at today. We are not looking at airbag alone. We are now looking at the autonomous driving. So we are investing a lot of R&D on those upcoming system needs and applications. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Since time is actually running out, I know. So since we have to proceed to the next ceremony, so I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia, Professor Dr. Shahrin bin Sahib, Vice Chancellor UTeM, accompanied by the Dean, Associate Professor Dr. Rizal Mazaleh, to present a token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Mr. Lee Cheong Chi and Mr. Muhammad Rizwan. Please proceed. Thank you, Vice Chancellor and the Dean. So,
just to close, yes. I think we run out of time, but I think I'm willing, if you arrange another session that we have more dialogues, but no more presentation. Yes, I'm in Malacca, so we can always arrange time to have more, dialogue and more chit chat.
Sure.
Teh tarik
Yeah.
session would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we actually end our program, there is some requests for an informal photography session. So, the photographer, can you please proceed up to the stage to take an overall picture? Yeah. Maybe the students can stand up and the photographer can go up the stage and take a picture. Yeah, so please actually remain just for a short while because we have a photography session.